Hello, Patrick here. I want to share with you the 15-minute mindfulness of breath meditation, the way we do it here at Healing Tree Retreats. So then, just simply close your eyelids. Allow your body to relax. Soften the belly. Let it fall forward. Perhaps bring your shoulders up towards your ears on a good old-fashioned shrug with an in-breath. And with the out-breath, allow those shoulders to drop, to soften. And so, with the eyelids closed, you are indeed in a very pleasant place. Place where we go to for all sorts of nice things, hugs and kisses and birthday cake wishes, all sorts of pleasant experiences. And that's the association we're choosing to make with having our eyelids closed. That's nice, that's good, and enjoy it. I want you to imagine now that just now you yourself are lighting a candle, and as the candle comes to flame you form an intention, a sankalpa. Your intention is that for the next 10, 15, whatever number of minutes that you'd like to be in charge of your mind, that you'd like to be free from unwanted thoughts and feelings. Now I want you to pretend that you're draping a blanket across your lap or across your shoulders. And we deliberately place the blanket. Yes, of course, there might be some warmth in it, but it's about separating ourselves. We want to do something physical to give emphasis to our desire to be fully present, to be in the now. Separate ourselves from the past, separate ourselves from our anticipated future. We'd like to be fully present with this activity, and indeed with all the activities that we'll engage with during our day. And we have to come up with a strategy for the fidgets, because I'd like you to sit with your spine straight and sit without fidgeting or moving or scratching or itching. So if something comes up in the body, a sore knee or an itchy ear, rather than just letting the autopilot deal with the issue, name it. Name it. Ear, or if it's a sore, itchy nose. Nose. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely, as if you're breathing away the discomfort, the distraction. If you can forget about it, cool beans. If you can't, then you have to make a decision. You can choose to ignore it, or you can choose to deal with it, and it's okay to deal with it once you're making a choice to deal with it. So if you choose to scratch the ear, that's okay. You've named it, ear, you breathe in, you breathe out, and then you scratch it. You're taking power back from the autopilot. That's all we're doing. And so we're set up. And there you are behind closed eyelids, and it is a pleasant place to be. And I want you now to be aware that you have a body, and that the body is breathing. And in particular, I want you to bring your awareness to the fact that you're breathing in and out through your nose or your mouth, but preferably your nose. And as you breathe in, you might notice that the air going in is slightly cooler than the air coming out. As you breathe out, you might notice that the air coming out is a little bit warmer for having been in the body. That's it. That's it. That's it. Just sit there quietly observing, experiencing, breathing in and out through your nose. Intellectually, this isn't a big job. You know where your nose is. You know the difference between an in-breath and an out-breath. You know the difference between warm and cold. So, why is it a challenge? Because you have a mind. And the mind will start to think, and the mind doesn't like to be controlled. And so the mind will take you off on little rambles. Maybe you'll make a whole movie in your head. Forgetting and remembering will be constant companions during your sitting life, during your meditation life. So don't be cross with yourself. If you've gone off on a ramble and I say something and it reminds you, oh, I'm supposed to be with the breath and the nose, or if you remember on your own, that's a victory. That's how you learn. Forgetting and remembering is how you learn your skill. And so for now, some awareness invested in the closed eyelids and the pleasantness that's there. And the rest of your awareness expanded on, given over to being aware, experiencing what's happening as you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. Thoughts will come, mind will ramble, you'll forget, I'll say something, or on your own you'll remember. That's the constant stream over and back, forgetting and remembering. But that's how we learn. That's how we build up our ability to concentrate. That's how we build up our discipline. That's how we learn to be present, be in charge of our minds. So sit quietly now for a moment with just the breath and how it's affecting your nose. Breath on the nose. Now we move away from the nose and we bring our awareness onto what's happening in our chest cavity as a result of breathing in and breathing out. Perhaps you'll notice a slight rising as you breathe in, a slight dropping as you breathe out. But just be present with the breath and how it's affecting your chest cavity. And of course, thoughts will come, and it's very likely the mind will ramble off for a moment or for many moments. That's okay, that's completely normal. But there will be times too when thoughts come and go in the background, like clouds in the sky. And they're wonderful moments when you're fully present and pleasantly present, with observing, witnessing, experiencing the breath and the chest cavity. Eyelids closed, bring your awareness, your focus onto the breath and how it's affecting your chest cavity now. Thoughts will come, it's okay. The mind will ramble, that's okay. On your own, or I'll remind you to come back. Forgetting and remembering, constant companions in your sitting life. The breath and the chest cavity. Breath, the chest cavity. Perhaps the thoughts are happening as a background event and you're sitting very focused on the breath entering and leaving the chest cavity. And we leave go of our interest in the chest cavity. We bring our awareness now onto how breathing in and out is affecting our tummy. If you have tightened or braced your tummy, allow it to soften now. Let the tummy fall forward and the shoulders chips. As you breathe in, you'll feel an expansion in the tummy area, stretching of the abdominal wall as you breathe out. You'll feel a softening or relaxing in the tummy area, or a softening of the abdominal wall, a contraction of the abdominal wall. So what's the crack? The crack is you have some awareness invested behind closed eyelids, the bulk of it in experiencing, feeling, observing, witnessing what's happening in your tummy as a result of breathing in and out. Perhaps thoughts are coming and going in the background. That's no problem then. But if the thoughts are intruding into the foreground and taking you off on rambles, that's called being normal. When that happens, we call it forgetting. And then I'll say something to help you remember, or on your own you'll remember. And then you'll just come back with an old smile, delighted with yourself that you remembered. You'll come back to being pleasantly present, with witnessing, observing how breathing in and out is affecting your tummy. Couldn't be simpler. Now we leave go of the tummy. So we're no longer interested in the nose, no longer interested in the chest cavity. We're no longer interested in the abdominal area. Now we want to sit quietly. Just being aware that we have a body and that it's breathing. And knowing that we have a mind that will try to distract us, a mind that will take us off on rambles. That's okay. Forgetting and remembering, as I keep saying, that's going to be a constant part of your meditation journey, of your mind management practice. So, this is a beginner's video. I want you to just sit quietly now. And as you breathe in, simply, quietly repeat the word in your own mind. And with each out breath, I want you to simply repeat the word out in your own mind. In with an in breath, out with an out breath, to help you stay focused on the breath. It has to be focused. And perhaps the thoughts are coming and going in the background. But it would be wonderful if that's all that's happening. But it's very likely the thoughts will come and distract you and take you off on a ramble. And as I say, that's pure normal. You'll forget. And I'll help you to remember, or on your own you'll remember. You'll just, with a smile, because every time you remember, that's a victory. With a smile, you'll come back again to being pleasantly present, to being the observer of the fact that you have a body and it's breathing. There's joy in the breath, remember. Without breath, there's no life. And you're just sitting there, eyelids closed, repeating in your own mind the word in with each in breath, the word out with each out breath. Pure simple, except for the mind, which is determined to make a hoo-ha out of your practice. Well, sure, that's how we learn. Quiet now. In with the in breath, out with the out breath. In with the in breath, out with the out breath. Thoughts will come. Of course they will. Maybe they're happening in the background, or maybe the thoughts will take you on a ramble. No bother. Forgetting and remembering, you'll come back again. But just sitting there saying, in with the in breath, out with the out breath. the out breath. Thoughts happening in the background? Fine job. Thoughts catching your attention? Oops. That's called forgetting. And now I've just reminded you. Forgetting and remembering. Come back again to in with the in breath, out with the out breath. Always being pleasant with yourself. In with the in breath. You're saying the word in with each in breath. Quietly in your own mind, of course. Out with the out breath. With these last few breaths, as you breathe in, I want you to say the word peace. As you inhale, repeat in your own mind the word peace, because you want to invite peace into your life, to have a peaceful mind, a pleasant life, a peaceful heart. With the out breath, I want you to say the word freedom. Freedom, if you don't mind. To be free from suffering, whatever its source, but particularly if we're creating the suffering between our own two ears, stress, anxiety, fear, you know what we can do. The in-breath, repeat the word peace. The out-breath, repeat the word freedom. And then, in your own time, or you can keep going in your own time, in a moment or a minute, or whenever suits yourself, simply open your eyelids and come back to open-eyed awareness wherever it is that you're sitting. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for spending this time with me.